Well, folks, I'm not going to do my whole monologue like I used to do when I start out this, but this is some sad news I saw yesterday. It's so sad. It's the loss of a young life and so much potential. If you follow the news, Cheslie Kryst, former 2019 Miss USA pageant winner, passed away. Miss Kryst, she was just 30 years old, and from the news information, she committed suicide. She was found outside of her home, in up in around up in New York, in Manhattan, and the police believe she committed suicide. Now, 2019, her and two other sisters became the first black women to be crowned in their titles. There was a Black Miss America, a Black Miss USA, and a Black Teen USA. It was history made. It was back in 2019. And what I learned about her, she's from my home state of North Carolina. Now, she was originally born in Michigan, but her family moved here to North Carolina when she was younger. She grew up in the Charlotte suburban area for a good while. And then later on, when she got older, she went to college and University of South Carolina. She's a Gamecock. And, she followed a tradition. Her mother was also a pageant contestant. Her mother won Miss North Carolina when she was a little girl. Now, she was one of six children. This is where I have a connection to, because I myself, of my parents, between my mother and father, I'm one of six. I can understand losing to the family. I can understand losing a brother or a sister. That's it's tough to lose. You know, but she was a athlete. She competed in track and field at University of South Carolina, and also she studied law. She was also doing helping people who were victims of as you know, the system is against us black people, and we get harder sentences, and sometimes we even get convicted for crimes we never committed. And she also was a reporter for the series Extra. And Extra, they talked about how they loved Chelsea, and how her life and her passing was just a surprise. In that same year, 2019, she also went to compete at the Miss Universe, and she was able to make top 10. Now, a while back, I did a video where I mentioned of a young female bodybuilder by the name of Megan Elizabeth, who passed away, who committed suicide. And she just turned pro. She had a lot of potential, but she had also dealing with mental issues. And you remember the celebrity chef Anthony Bourdain, who committed suicide around about 2018. And you just remember his show, we travel, go eat in different countries and world, and it's surprising. You wouldn't think somebody. This is how more people mentality think. People of wealth and success, you wouldn't think they commit something like suicide, but it happens to anybody. As you know, a while back, Simone Biles, who was dealing with issues of mental health issues, where she took a step back for the Olympics for a minute, and she talked about it being a victim of Dr. Nasir, and that's the thing is there was sometimes sometimes people don't you don't see it in people where she's a beautiful young woman and you think she had the world, but you know what, you never know with nobody, how their mind works, and going to stress. She even a while back, she had to deal with some issues working too hard, but my heart goes out to her mother, her father, her brothers and sisters, all her family members, who love her, and her friends. It was a beautiful young woman, and I know people are going to say, why would she do something like this? But you got to think sometimes even the strongest of us go through things, and it never hurts to go out to help. Now, if you are a person who's dealing with mental issues and you're conflicting about thinking suicide, call the suicide prevention lifeline. Reach out to somebody. Reach out to let some people know that you having problems. Don't hold it all in and try to be strong for everybody else. Be strong for yourself also, because this was a beautiful young woman. And she has so much, and just being 30 years old, you wouldn't think that you would want to throw your life that way, but you can't understand what's going on in somebody's mind. There's just so much in this world that can weigh on somebody heavy, but never be afraid to reach out to anybody, family or friends. Get the help if you need the help. Don't be afraid. Don't be embarrassed about it. Especially in our community, the black community, we see mental health issues as a white person's thing, but it's not. It's a human thing. All humans. If the mind is not willing, the flesh is not going to follow. So I'm going to say to Chesley, her family, my heart goes out to you. My condolences. This is from a fellow North Carolinian who saw a beautiful, amazing young woman whose life is cut so short. So, rest in peace, Chelsea.